How's it going today? This is Miles with BW Parts. I'm going to go ahead and explain to you on the exciter system and where the exciter wires belong. So here we have a couple of wires that come off this side of the shunt coil, the right side shunt coil. We have two wires here. This one here is going to be tied together with a nut and a bolt and a little collar. And then we're going to have two new wires that we're going to run up front as well. And these are going to go all the way up through the bottom and all the way out through the top of this spout here. So we have two on the right side shunt and we have two on the left side shunt. So these two from the left shunt are going to go to the brush rig, as so. These ones over here, one of them is going to go to the brush rig on the right side, which is the one that is not solid copper wire. And then we're going to take this one eventually, and it's going to get tied together with the black, with the red here. So we're going to go ahead and run these up through the bottom here. There's a little hole here on the bottom that we run them through. Right through here. And then there's also a little sleeve here that we run them through to keep the wires tucked and out of the way. Now the key is to make sure that they don't get bound up or they don't get touched by the armature when you route these. Take these and we're going to route them down inside of here through the bottom here, and we're going to work our way up to the top, tucking it back as tight as we can get it back inside of there. And these guys are going to go up and out through the top here.
You may have to pull back some of these wires here just a little bit to get yourself some access.
It's tight in there.
You may have to take and pull one of these wires down just a little bit. Don't move it too much, but it's enough to get through there. There we go.
Now, like I said before, make sure that we tuck these wires back in here so they don't get caught up on anything or bound up. See, now we have four wires coming out of the top of the stator here. The red and the black are for the exciter system, and these two here are for the rheostat and the receptacle. We'll get further into that here in just a moment. So like I was saying earlier, this red wire here is going to get connected to your solid wire that comes out of your right side field coil here. So here we'll go ahead and pull this all apart, and I'll get a connector and we'll put that together there. And then the black one here is going to go up here and go to the right side of the brush rig here on the right side shunt. So we're going to take an eyelet and put that there as well. Something like that maybe. Put that bad boy up there. And then the red is going to get tied with this one here, which is the solid core wire that comes out of the right side field coil. Make sure when you crimp these you get a good solid connection here. I always pull them, make sure they don't pull off. And they're going to go together like that. We need a 3/8 wrench and a flathead screwdriver. And what we do is we wrap this in what they call friction tape. Just like that. And then it's going to get rolled up and kind of tucked back inside of here. Along with these other wires here, these are going to get pushed on back. And they need to lay flat against the bottom here. So then the exciter armature can roll and spin inside there without touching them. And then this black here is going to go to the right side field. And then we have our brand new brushes here that we offer on bwparts.com. Nice fresh set of brushes while we rebuild this. And what I do to cheat to hold them in there is you can take that and hook it on the bottom there and it'll hold the brush in place for you and it won't slide all the way through and fall out. Take the excess here and we need to pull it through and make sure that all this is tight down in there. We'll reroute these here. And that one there. And we'll go ahead and slide this brush in just the same way that I did the other one. Get a little better picture there. And that's pretty much the brush rig setup right there. And then you take this thing here, the exciter armature, pop this off and fold it over, and do the same with this one. And take that exciter armature and slip it in there. Then you have these three here, the collar, and then the lock collar, and then the nut. Tapered end in. There's a keyway in the shaft here, and that notch goes in there. This here is 1 5/8 inches. There's no specific torque spec, just don't over tighten it and smash the exciter armature. As long as it's tight, then you're good. Go ahead and slip these back in place here. Slip that over. Make sure you don't pinch any of the wires there. Okay. Good. Smiles from BW Parts. We're going to go ahead and install all the components on the front panel here and show you where they all go, and then connect the wires as well. So the first things first is you want to take a grinder and make sure that we got one of these posts here ground off for the isolated ground on the back side of the panel here where the receptacle goes, because that's where we're going to run all of our ground wires. So we're going to take this and we're going to grind it off. So then we got good metal there, so then we make a good ground. This here hospital grade receptacle that we offer on bwparts.com is what we're going to be installing here. The long post, I'm going to use a long studded one for the post that we're going to use for the grounds. Slip that through there. There's a little copper strap here for the ground and the isolated ground as well. Now we'll go ahead and install the rheostat that we also sell on bwparts.com. So if you need any of this, you just get it on bwparts.com. You're always going to want your posts off to the left side of the panel here. We'll go ahead and do the install on the weld lugs here as well. Nice cleaned up and prepped and ready to go. And then the insulators we also offer on bwparts.com. So you're going to want to take the one with the post on it and stick it like this. So then when it goes through the panel, it sits flush there. And then this one here is going to go on the back side and going to be the female receiving end of that one. And then the copper one goes on the bottom. Like so. Now don't over tighten this copper one and break the insulator. You just need it snug enough. And we'll continue and do the same thing for the other side. Now we'll go ahead and install the new selector switch here, or the refurbished selector switch. Now we'll jump over here to the wires that are coming out of the stator here. So if you see here, we have black and brown go together. And then they also go to the rheostat, or to the receptacle, sorry. So these two here are going to get tied together, and then we're going to go to the top post of the receptacle. The brown and the black are going to get tied together and go to the top post of the receptacle. And then this red wire here is going to go to the bottom of the receptacle, to the copper bolt on the receptacle. And then the blue wire is going to go to the center post of the rheostat. So I'm going to go ahead and put some connectors on these, and then we'll go ahead and install them. That one's going to go up there. So a number 10's too big. I'm going to have to go and grab a number 8. So I got a number 8. And that's going to go through here. We're going to go ahead and put this one on here. We're going to use the first one as just a lock nut, just to lock that stud in place there. And then this blue wire is going to go to the center post of the rheostat. That didn't work. There it is. And this red is going to go to the bottom post of the receptacle. Oh, I lied. Don't use an eyelet. Nope. All right, we're back with the right utensils here. So red is going to go to the bottom of the receptacle here. Like so. And these black and brown wires are going to go to the top side of the receptacle. So I'm going to trim these back to the same length. I'm going to save that excess though, because I'm going to need it here in just a second. And take these two and hook them together, and I'm going to put them into a butt connector. And a longer tail there. sure you got a good connection there and it's not going to come apart. And that's where this little piece of black is going to come in handy, because I'm going to go like yay and give me an eyelet there to go into the top of the receptacle. That's going to go up there. Now this isolated ground here has to be grounded out. Has to be grounded out. So we're going to put an eyelet on it. If I can manage to get it on there. And we're going to ground it to that post there on the side of the receptacle that I told you earlier that we were going to use for grounding purposes. Should go under. And that's going to go there for grounding purposes. There you go. And then we're going to install a low idle switch down here on the bottom of the panel. Oh, before I put that one there, I'm going to want to stick that plate there. That switch plate and this switch are all available at bwparts.com. We sell it as a kit for the low idle system, along with the low idle PC board, which we're going to install now. Our kit comes with these studs and bolts here. We're going to take these and stick them through the panel. Powder coat's a little tight. Notice how I've already ground the surface here for grounding purposes for the PC board. And these standoffs are going to get installed in place there. Okay, now the standoffs are installed in place. On the PC board, if you look on the back side of the PC board, if you see this long line that runs down here and runs to this post, that post, that post, and they all seem to try to connect, it's for grounding purposes, but we use the J4 and the J1 as our points. The kit comes with little nylocks for it. We recommend that you use the nylocks.